Hi there, my name is Derek Null. This is my brother Marcel. We're going to have a look at your basic approach to specimen fishing. We look at baits, rigs, fish handling. Hopefully we'll get maybe a couple of big ones as well. Welcome to probably our favorite big water, Klaserie Dam up in the northern province. Nice hot weather. The carp grow here from the heat. The freshwater mussels they feed on give them lots of protein and help for their growth. So join us as we tackle a big water with a lot of beauty, a lot of nature in the South African bushveld. You're not going to experience carp fishing better than this anywhere else. A lot of snags out there, so the tackle we're using is pretty heavy. I'll start with the rods and the reels. The rods I've got are the Daiwa Infinities. They've got a test curve of 2 3/4, nice and strong. Lovely rod, really built on awesome blanks. They're good fish playing rods, lovely for casting. And again, in a water like this where you've got to try and drag your fish away from their snags, they work awesomely. The reels are the Daiwa Infinities, the bait runners 5500s. Lovely reels, big line capacity. We're fishing with 0.35 line here, the Balza line. Just a little bit more strength. Like I say, good fighting fish, very strong, and we've got to try and get them away from the snags. The setup I'm using here is the way I prefer to fish my setups. It's basically with bang sticks. There are certain places where you cannot hammer bang sticks into the ground, and you've obviously got to use a pod. But I like my equipment nice and compact, so that's where I like the bang sticks. The basic setup is it's called a goalpost setup really. As you can see, we've got 2 bang sticks that screw into the buzz bars. That just stops your whole setup from swaying around. The alarms are the Fox Micron MXs. 2 tone settings, a couple of tone settings on them. 2 sensitivity settings. The Fox Euro swingers. Nice for long distance fishing, you just slide your weights down. I'm fishing probably at about 300 meters. The weights where they are now is fine. If you're going further than that, then you've got your adjustments on the sides that should just create tension on the actual swing arm itself, which puts a lot more tension in your line. So any movement, any sort of pickup, playing around at the business end of your tackle, you'll pick them up on the alarms. This dam that we're fishing is full of features. You've got old tree stumps, you've got drop-offs, you've got an old riverbed. The riverbed's very small, but you can pick it up on the fish finder. We are using a fish finder here to look for the features. The conditions have been very difficult. About a year ago, this whole section over here that you can see over the water was completely dried up. There was just a little stream running through. So with the rain that came the following year, it's just sort of lifted up the whole dam's level. But when the dam was dry, you got a lot of grass, a lot of trees that have been growing in these areas. So all these little features that you can find over here are all overgrown with trees, grass, all sorts of goodies. So they're very difficult to fish to. We've had a couple of runs, we've lost some fish in them. So basically what we've gone is we've gone through to the other side, picked up the drop-offs or the lift-ups according to the other bank. We've got awesome features on that side. I've taken 1 fish from there already. I'm very confident that we'll get more there. So I'll step aside and then we'll zoom in on some of those features, and you can actually physically see, even if you don't have a fish finder here, if you get to the water you don't have a fish finder, the visible features again are also some of the best features that you can fish to. So we'll look at out on the far side and we'll go through them with you quickly. The first feature we'll have a look at is the far bank. You can see there's a lot of old stumps that are sort of on the bank itself. Now those stumps run back into the water probably for about 20 meters. So always a good spot to fish to. They're not too bad. Try not to fish in between them. I would say just before where they start, or on either side of them. A lot of fish holding up there, a lot of free food, and I think they just feel very safe there. So always a good spot to put a line in. Try to tighten up your drags on your reels. So if you do get a pickup, you can't have them go into that. But I'm sure if you've got a canoe or something available and they do go around 1 or 2 of those stumps, you'll be able to go out and get them there. We'll move over to the next feature. Right, as you can see there, we've got a nice clear bank, a little bit of grass growing on it, but you can see the angle that bank is coming down into the water at. That comes down for about 30 meters at roughly a 30-degree angle into the dam. Lovely spot for carp that are going to be feeding up against the side. It's nice and clear out there. You can see it makes a bit of a gully. Absolutely awesome place to drop a line. Snag free, so you don't really have to worry about getting caught up in anything like that. But you can definitely put a bait to that. I can almost guarantee you'll get a fish from there. So the last but not least, we'll have a look at some of the gullies that I've got across from my side. And then we'll just zoom in and you can have a good look at the different areas and the different options you've got there. Okay, we've got into our final feature. It's basically a bay on the far side. We've got gullies on each side of it and then one in the middle. Lovely drop-offs. Your fish will be patrolling there looking for food. So try and get as close to those drop-offs as you possibly can. Very quiet bay. I suppose the carp probably feel a little bit protected in there, but they're definitely going to get food there. So we've got a line out there. Let's see what happens.
Extremely hot today, hey? I think fish conditions are not exactly ideal. They're still great. I'm feeling to have the power of a carp in the rod. Yes. And he goes. Strange enough, it's taken the top lip. Normally we hook them in the bottom lip. But nonetheless, it's been done properly. Okay. Starting a fighting machine with these carp in this place. Yeah, definitely about an 8-miner beauty. Okay, see the size of their mouths. Beauty.